Hello everyone and welcome back finally to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle. Today I am really excited to share with you this new grab and go box I got from a new to me company called Stamp Anniething. And this box is a Disney themed box, and if you know me, I am a huge Disney fan, and hence why we're Sam's Crafty Castle. That's kind of where that came from. But this box is full of so many great Disney trinkets and things, and we're going to go through the box here, and then I'm going to show you make a card with the stuff that's in the box. So we have some of the Stamp Anniething tape. There was a Mickey glove die cut at the beginning, not sure if you saw that. There's this packet of ribbon, and then there's all these stamps, and every single one of these stamps has a coordinating die to go with it. So these boxes, I think it was like $130 or something like that. I should have looked that up before I started filming, and I didn't. So you get a lot of stuff for what you pay for. It's between $100 and $150, and it's on the expensive side, but you get a ton of stuff. You get all those standalone dies as well. There's foam squares. There's the headband. There was Mickey balloons before that you saw. There was a bow. There's these little ribbon bows, which I love those little ribbon bows. There's bows. There's 2 cups of sequins. And yes, this is going fast, but just because I was trying to keep this video to 15 minutes, and I had to speed it up super fast. But you get an idea of everything that's in there. There'll be a link to the Stamp Anniething site down in the description below, as well as over on the blog. And there you can go and can see pictures of everything that's in the box. So there's also the cardstock in there, there's stencils, there's twine, there's, pretty much everything you would need except for like an acrylic block and ink. And you could pretty much make something just using everything that's in the box. And that's what we're actually going to do today. I just add a few things. I add some markers and glue, and I think that's it. I think that's really all I bring to the box to do this card today. I can't think of anything else. So I'll let you know if it comes up though. But so first thing I'm going to do is I've stamped this little dude here, and he is called Steven Magical Snacks. And I was, not going to lie, really craving a Mickey pretzel this day, and that's why we went with the card that we did. So first things I'm going to do is just color them in, and Stamp Anniething has a really lot of great little character images, and I love coloring characters and things like that. So it's a really great company for me. Again, not necessarily for everyone maybe, because I know a lot of people aren't into that, but I think they have some really cute characters, and they have costume characters, and they have just everyday characters. They have police officers and firefighters and post office people, and just really cute stuff, and I could easily spend a lot of money there. They also have some great stencils. They have some dies. There's also other ones of these grab and go boxes. There's a Game of Thrones themed one. There's a Star Wars one. And granted, these are all sort of off brands of everything, because it's all copyrighted. So, but there's a Harry Potter one. There's like a Magical Wizards one, the Magical Celebrations, and it's just cool to see all these things. But I, of course, had to have the Disney box. It wasn't even optional. The next one is going to be Stranger Things. So I'm not a Stranger Things fan, but maybe you guys are. So Stranger Things is up next. So definitely check them out if you are interested, or are like all the stuff that you see today. Please, please, please visit them and make a purchase if you're up for it. So I colored Steven in his skin tone first, very simply. So you can see here, a little bit of his hand comes around the Mickey pretzel. So I just had to color that in for him. But yeah, I went really simple with his skin tones and everything, just because it's a pretty simple image. And then I added a little blush to his cheeks because I decided he needed it. But it's a pretty simple image, so I didn't get super detailed. The most detail I do is probably in his hair, and there's a good chunk in his shirt. And his hair doesn't even come out the way that I would have liked it to, but it's okay. It's not perfect, but when do we make something that's perfect, really? Like, everything's not always exactly how we want it. It's very rare that that happens. So again, using techniques I've learned from the kit and coloring classes, I just go through his hair, put in some cast shadows where things overlap, where the hair overlaps, and then shade in from there, basically, going through the 3 colors. I give him like a brownish, blondish hair. It kind of looks more blonde by the time it's done, which works, because again, Pinterest is my best friend. I just went on Pinterest and typed in, like, Copic hair combinations, and the first one that came up was the one that I use. That's usually how intense my selection process is. It's very random and very just like, oh, okay, I like this one, we're gonna use this one. Super chill. I don't plan that far ahead. So I'm just finishing up his hair here, and then I'm going to go and do his shirt next, I believe, which I do red. And a lot of people say that red Copics are the hardest to blend. I don't find that. I actually think purple is the hardest. I actually don't. Red can be challenging, but I wouldn't say it's the hardest. So I'm just going to go into his shirt and put some shadows in once I finish showing you all the colors that I'm using. And then I'm going to add a little something extra to his shirt too at the end that you'll see. So, but again, I don't find reds to be the hardest thing to blend. I really think purple's the hardest, but again, red is challenging. So it is what it, you take what you can get, I guess, and it's different for every person, I find. So, because different people are going to have different struggles. So one thing I'm going to talk about, you might notice that I have the end of my marker off there, or the other end of my marker. I have both covers off. So my marker was behaving weirdly, and sometimes if you're a Copic marker user, you know that the markers get a little juicy and they like to make big blops of color. And sometimes it's okay and you can just deal with it, and other times it's really frustrating because, like, it just blobbed all over her face or something, and now she's got a big red spot on her face, and that's not cool. Or you got a big green spot in the middle of your flower. So it's not, see, there we go, he's got a Mickey shirt on now. I gave him a little Mickey shirt, it felt appropriate, and I have tons of little Disney stickers, and I thought that was a good way to use them. So you're going to see a marker blop in a moment, because it's going to happen on this pretzel here. The pretzel I pretty much just colored in one color, and again, I didn't write it down, and apparently I also did not show you the cap color, so not exactly sure which brown this is, but I just found a, darker-ish goldeny brown and colored in the pretzel. But he's gonna bloop and make a big mess, and on the case of the pretzel, it didn't really bother me because, again, I didn't really shade it or anything. I just, there it is, there's the bloop, and there goes the other cover of the marker. So one thing that helps if your marker bloops like that, or if you notice it, because sometimes if I'm paying attention I can catch it, because the marker will just color weirdly, and I've been coloring long enough to know about when it's going to try to do that. So it's a lot of just learning and figuring it out. And like I said, on the pretzel I didn't really care because I wasn't necessarily going for anything crazy. So then I realized after the fact that I never colored in his pants. So we're going to give him some pants, which is probably why half this happens off screen, because I forgot to color it and was just thinking, oh my gosh, color in his pants. So I gave him some kind of dark colored blue jeans, and I spent a lot of time debating whether or not he was wearing sandals or sneakers, and if those little ruffly things on the bottom were the tops of his sandals or the bottoms of his pants. And I suppose you could go either way, or I probably could have looked at a reference image online. I'm sure Stamp Anniething has something colored of him somewhere, but I didn't. So I just went with that he's in Florida and it's hot, so they're sandals. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I went with. And I guess that's one of the things that's kind of nice about this, is you can kind of pick and choose. If you don't want him to wear sandals, he doesn't have to wear sandals. If you do, he can't. I made him wear sandals. They're like going to be a dark gray. You're going to see them in a minute. So I just finished coloring in his pants, and then I'm going to do his sandals and his belt and all that, and then he's done, and it's time to put everything together. So that pattern paper is from the pattern paper pack out of the box, and it's cute little Disney colored arrows, and I don't know, I just thought it was cute. It's kind of a little more masculine-y type thing, since this is more of a masculine card. For once, those are hard, so hopefully this also helps inspire you for masculine cards. I actually gave this card to my dad for his birthday earlier this week, and he really liked it. So hopefully he likes the video too. I don't know if he'll watch it, but I did give it to him for his birthday, and he seemed to really like it. So this is my favorite die out of this whole box, and it is the Mickey Balloons die. So the black shadow part does not perfectly line up with these little individual Mickey balloon guys, but it lines up well enough that I can make them all little different colors, and it looks cool still, even if it doesn't line up perfectly. And especially since in this case it's very much in the background of the card, I thought it would be just fine. So I cut the individual Mickey balloon out in a couple different colors of solid cardstock that also came with the kit, or with the box, and I'm just gluing them onto this black piece. So there's something I added black cardstock that wasn't in the kit. I had to get that for myself. So I kind of glued them on in rainbow order-ish, because I only wanted to use the red, yellow, and blue. So they're in there, and you can see where they don't perfectly line up, but it's all good. And then he needed some Mickey ears too, because you always need Mickey ears. Although boys wouldn't typically wear the headband style Mickey ears, but you know what? He looks cute, so it's all good. Then I just line everything up on this blue panel, because this is going to be kind of the main panel for the card, where all the action is. So I line him up there, make sure I can get the sentiment on that I want, which says Best Day Ever, which is also from this kit. There was one sentiment set included, and almost every other stamp set had at least one sentiment on it. So you have lots of choices. And we will actually revisit this kit again next week. I'll have a post with the kit again with a different card. So, because I was feeling very inspired by this kit and rolled with it and was able to get a second card. So then I'm going to stamp the Best Day Ever greeting with my Misty and with some VersaFine ink, which again I like to use for sentiments or greetings, because they always come out really nice, and especially on a darker cardstock like this, it looks really nice. So now that I have the sentiment on there, I am going to start laying out the final card here. So I'm going to glue my balloons down. And there you can just see, I just showed you real quick how it doesn't line up perfectly on the back, but it's good enough that I don't really mind it. So then I hang them off the edge a little bit, because I've been really into that lately. Having things hanging off the edge of panels or off the edges of cards just a bit. And of course this one I knew I wasn't mailing either, so I wasn't particularly concerned about making sure it was safe in the mail or anything. And I just put Steven down with his Mickey ears and make sure he's all in the right spot. And then the last thing I do is glue his little hand on with the pretzel. So he also has a Dole Whip and a Cheerio, and there's also a popcorn little hand that he comes with. So you can have him holding all kinds of things, but my favorite Disney snack is actually Mickey pretzel. So I went with the Mickey pretzel. So here's my question to you. In the comments below, let me know, if you're a Disney fan, what your favorite Disney park snack is. Like, are you classic Mickey ice cream bar, or Mickey pretzel, or maybe Mickey waffle, or Cheerio, or turkey leg? Let me know what you think your favorite Disney park snack would be, or if you could just or if you haven't been to Disney or you're not a Disney fan, just let me know what your favorite snack is. Are you into pretzels or chips, or I don't know, whatever. Definitely for me, the answer to my favorite Disney park snack is a Mickey pretzel. So now that I finished the panel, I just drew some lines to connect the balloons to something kind of in the background. They're meant to kind of look like they're floating behind him, or like the guy carrying the balloons is behind him. But that's it. So Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon, and have a crafty day.